So here we are. These old gills have been sitting here for about 5 years. They've not been touched. I'm not joking. The lids are rusted on solid. But I reckon with a bit of DIY, a nice hot fire, we should be able to get these back to where they should be. It's cooking us dinner. Alright, let's get stuck in. It's going to be a bit of work, but we'll give it a good go. Let's get this fire roaring. What have you found?
As if you weren't going to be busy enough.
They were the other two.
Oh boy, look at that.
There's a soup I'm never going to bloody taste. I hope that's none of your cooking. Mate, I promise you, they have been sitting there as long as those guys. So we're about 5 years in.
We can adopt this stuff.
Not on the grass, mate. You'll kill the grass.
Yes. Oh boy. Oh, that's pretty mucky.
So here we go. Let's have a good attack at this. How are you going to do it, mate? What's your approach?
Oh, I reckon we wash them out. And then we get a bit of vinegar. Then let it soak for a little bit. Then give it a scrub.
It's funny. This one's sitting by the fire's drying out already. You can see it. Look, the rust has gone hard. We should be able to scratch that off.
Hmm.
All right.
I reckon we'll get into it.
Let's go. So mate, I don't think we're going to get much more off this. It's had a good scrub. There's a lot of work to do still on this guy. I don't know if you can see that, but he's pretty hot and rusted. It's really rough. But I've scrubbed about as much off as I can. I think we need to move on to some vinegar. So we've used all the muscle we can. Now let's see if something else helps. Get that last bit of water out and let's go some pure vinegar and just see what happens. You know what I wouldn't mind, thinking of vinegar, a bit of fish and chips.
That'd be nice.
Wouldn't it? We should try that on the fire one day. Yeah.
That'd be good.
Oh yeah, that lid's going to be a tough one too, eh?
That's okay.
So this is okay, but I really need it on the sides. We're going to have to keep painting it, or we're going to have to fill this one up. Here's
It's all good. It's all good. It'll heat up.
Do you reckon?
You did a good job.
Well, thanks, mate. The axe helped. I'm going to go this way. We're going to, even though that little block's in the middle, I think we're going to go off the side of him.
Create the chimney effect.
Yep, let's give it a go. Put these little guys back in, we'll keep the coals.
Now, I think we should leave these pots for about an hour and then come back to it.
You know what? That sounds like a lovely idea, because it is the weekend. Maybe we could have a cheeky wine.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. Where have you got?
Let's
Wine.
have a look. Here's a drop you'll love.
Ah, white vinegar.
What do you think of that, Muirzy?
Oh, beautiful.
Lovely. Would you like that in a
tart.
wine?
Okay.
So here we go, mate. We can see the vinegar's done a bit of work in some of these.
Yeah.
And the fire's certainly helped. This guy's nearly boiling. I reckon what we need to do is try a bit of baking soda.
Yeah.
And then if that doesn't work, I've got some heavy artillery.
Yeah.
These guys have been going for a while now. I'm going to tip all the vinegar into this one. We'll add some baking soda.
Yeah.
These guys will give a scrub too. Just watch out, these are going to be very hot.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's probably the least wasteful. Nice one.
Look at that, that's boiling, mate. This has done a great job on this pot. Look at that, look at that. It's almost back to where it started. I can't see a thing. The smoke's in my eyes, the pot's hot, but it's done a great job.
Here we go. A little handful of your baking soda.
Oh, look at that. This is alchemy.
The original cleaner.
Look at that go.
You know, it's pretty clean. I reckon we should just get that on
Do you
there.
reckon we should oil that first, or are you going to try and heat
I'm going to heat it.
So you're going
Get some carbon on it.
You're going to heat the rust up on this?
Yeah.
Whatever's left?
Yeah.
And then what are we going to do? Would we put some oil on it next? Or will we give it a scrub? Or are you thinking more vinegar
I'm thinking
and some baking soda?
Well, what I'm thinking is that we need to burn it, get some carbon on it, flip it over, burn it some more, pop it off to the side to cool.
This lid you put on the fire, you can see it's blackening. Exactly what you said would happen. There's lots of carbon going on now. And this actually looks like it's going to work better than everything else around here. We've got a pot full of vinegar that we can add some more bicarbonate soda to in a minute. And I'm going to get the heavy artillery out on this. I'm going to go and get the Makita. I'm going to stick an attachment in the end and I'm going to just grind some of that rust out. And we're going to see if we can catch this one and this one up to the other ones. It's a nice little wire brush here. We'll give that a scrub. We'll see if we can take the bottom out. We'll have a look at the sides. Let's see what we get. Not the normal way of cleaning a pot. When I do the dishes, it doesn't usually happen like this. But I tell you what, we're getting some of it off.
Awesome. Right, it's getting nice and black on the back.
What are you up to, Muirzy?
Just flipping that lid.
I reckon we could cook an egg on that.
Easy.
Maybe an ostrich egg.
Oh, it's looking good.
Mate, I've been at this for a good half an hour.
It's looking good though.
We're definitely keeping that intake. I've been at this for a good hour. She's actually looking pretty good.
Looking great, mate.
Thanks, Muirzy.
Yeah. There you go. Righto, give it a wash out.
Mate, believe it or not, I've already done it. She is what she is now.
Awesome. Now I'm going to take this lid out. That is piping hot, don't stand on it. Looking good though, you can see how the rust is basically just powder.
I still think that's got the best results out of everything so far. Even with all that labour and it's improved the heat, that still looks like it's going to be the best result. Straight onto the fire after a good scrub and some vinegar, and it is looking
Away
really
she
good.
goes. How's it going there, David?
Put it this way, mate, will you take that Makita set in there and plug that battery in? So this is actually working a treat, mate. I've finished scrubbing this. I've done this one and this one. Let's finish off this one. We'll clean out this last pot, get the fire going again, and we'll be ready to start oiling. Right, here we go. We're going to give these pots and the lids a scrub with a bit of morning fresh, and then we're going to start coating them and see where we end up. Oh, this was the toughest pot, mate. This has still got a bit of work in him. She's looking really good, but I think we've got a bit of work to do still. Definitely a keeper, but still a bit of work to do. Let's have a look.
I think I got the easier with the lids.
Yeah, I've definitely done all the hard work.
Yeah.
You just make sure you do a good job now.
They're looking good though. So this lid that was on the fire is actually cleaning up a lot easier than the other ones that weren't fired.
Yeah, there's definitely something to be said about a hot fire. It just dries that rust out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it almost crumbles off.
Flakes right off.
So we'll dry these out, mate, and I'll get some oil on them, mate. We'll throw a few on the fire.
That sounds good.
Alright, so we've oiled a few. We've got a couple to do. We've saved the worst two till last. Certainly the worst ones here. We've put a nice first coat of grapeseed oil on these ones. We'll get them on the fire and we'll really roast that oil off. But let's get these last two oiled. Nice coat, not too much residue on them. You don't want it just dripping everywhere, but a nice good coat. We'll start baking these guys off and then we'll see where we end up. Right, we'll get a pot on top there. Woo. And then, shall we bake off the lids?
Yeah, good idea.
Woo, that one was pretty hot already. We'll get these two around here and we'll just cook them off. Get that little ember in. There we go. And get one more around here. I'll oil up these last two and they can go on as well.
Oh, that's come up good.
She's super hot, but look at it, it's come up like new. It is amazing. In fact, it's better than new because now it's got the coats on it and we've got a perfectly usable cast iron pot. I love it. God, from what it was 4 hours ago to what it is now, that is amazing. I'm really, really excited to cook in these.
For breakfast.